Stupid.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know, champ. You know, if it's something you trying to get to, just get to it. You know, it's like I said, we retainers, bro. Just say what you mean what you say.
No, I don't want to. I don't know. I was just on World Star last week.
I got you.
You got two people here. You got two people here with you. Do they have any of your music? And you're at a radio station. Oh, okay.
Right. So now what?
Okay.
Yo, we about to throw him. We about to tie him up with a rope.
You ain't tying nothing up.
We about to.
Is your mother still alive?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're from what city in South Carolina?
Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
Moncks Corner. And if I was to call your mother or your grandmother, could they tell me stories of inequality that they had to deal with?
Absolutely.
So would your mother be a donkey?
No.
Would your grandmother be a donkey?
No.
I need you to explain how you gave me the title because...
From live TV clashes with veteran hosts to heated exchanges with rappers and blunt call-outs from politicians, Charlamagne the God has built his career on asking the questions most interviewers avoid, pushing guests into uncomfortable territory, and saying exactly what's on his mind. But for every moment he's left someone else speechless, there have been times when the tables turned. Whoopi Goldberg. During his time appearing on The View, Charlamagne is almost torn apart verbally over his differing political views with the host.
No, you can't believe in God when things go your way and not believe in God when things don't go your way. So at a time like this, you just got to remember your serenity prayer, which is God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Like we can't change nothing.
I love that. Yeah. Especially the wisdom to know the difference, right?
We can't change anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, 4 years from now, I guess.
Or two. You never know.
They all moved on to talking about Biden pardoning his son, which led to the argument between Whoopi and Charlamagne.
Let me ask you something that's going around right now. A lot of this conversation about President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, etc., as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son.
Politics is something everyone is extremely passionate about. So it's very easy to start a fight if the parties involved in a conversation of such nature have differing views.
We're running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law, I respect, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm gonna stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a sudden?
I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. Yeah.
Charlamagne was extremely shocked by her line of thought. He made no effort to even hide how appalled he was by the whole thing.
Because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just gonna follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. Listen, they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
No. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning
But
Hunter
you sound
Biden.
like it.
Whoopi Goldberg believed his decision was truly justified and extremely pragmatic, since they needed to judge others, not Biden, because they're worse.
Explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls. He's wrong, he lied.
Criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more, but you're missing my question. Okay. My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of...
Since she threw a question their way, Charlamagne took it upon himself to answer, even if they had differing opinions on the matter.
People are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes... But when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
I'm an independent.
Yes, but
And I think that's the best way to go.
But that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
The series of events that took place within the next few minutes were just too humiliating for Charlamagne.
Part of power, right?
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg.
Yeah.
I would never, I said that, I just think that.
Think about
I don't think you give me a
think about
kiss.
it this way.
Wrapped up to seem like a very humorous scene due to the laugh and claps, that was Charlamagne bowing down, even though he wasn't in the wrong for sharing his opinions. Nelly Charlamagne met his match when mouthed off to Nelly. He came in sharing his experiences from being a veteran in the music game.
Okay.
So sometimes it's hard when you're all the way up here, like to keep on keeping that up, because that's a lot to live up to anyway.
Well, yeah, nothing continuously excels. You know what I mean? I mean, it's called a career for a reason, you know? So you got the ups, you got the downs, but as long as you're around.
That sounds poetic. DJ Envy tried to weigh in on his extended break, which could be a career killer for most.
Took a break for a while. You took a break, and that kind of did it as well. Now you took that break because I believe that's when your sister was sick. You was taking care of your sister, and then at that point, that's when Flow Rider came in. Now, Apple Bottom Jeans, was that your song first?
Nah, it wasn't my song.
Okay.
I never actually heard the song or nothing like that. But I mean, no, this the thing, because people always try to do that. You know what I mean? I ain't got no issues with Flow. You know, the business is what the business is. You know, do acknowledge that, you know, he with Nelly.
Here's where Charlamagne made a huge mess, in usual fashion, when he made a comment about someone Nelly wasn't willing to talk about.
Beautiful thing.
Flo just said he admitted to stealing your style, and he said he got his muscles up too. He wanted bigger
said
muscles
that.
than yours. Yeah.
So you cannot believe that. You cannot say that. Because you know Nelly gets riled up. Don't get him riled up. Because he did. He looked at me like, word, verify this.
Charlamagne wouldn't have noticed he might be in trouble if Angela hadn't noticed all that.
Nah, he gave you respect. He gave you big respect when he was.
No, he's a cool dude, man. Like I said again, it's enough room for everybody to do their thing, man. Definitely with social media the way that it is, you can touch everybody at one time, so it's a beauty.
I know when you were younger, everybody always said that you were kind of hot-tempered. You said you got kicked out of a bunch of different schools and everything. So
yeah.
Charlamagne could have really just did something right now. But I'm sure you've calmed down.
I mean,
Of course, things seemed light, and they were all trying to laugh it off so bad. But even Charlamagne knew he might have messed up big time.
back to a certain point, you know what I mean? I mean, you know, retainers are retainers, so we make sure we keep them.
Oh, I'm suing. Please don't hit me. You own part of the Bobcat. You got bread. Don't think just because Nelly's cold out here musically, he don't got no money. He got bread.
Right.
Why are you calling him cold musically so much?
I mean,
Again, Charlamagne just had to run his mouth. And how he has more explaining to do. He even tried to drag Angela into the mess he made.
No, Nelly, let me tell you something.
He got his image.
Nelly, no, Nelly, let me tell you something. When Angela and we have this conversation all the time. They say Nelly's not out here musically. Now that he's here, y'all gonna act like that?
I definitely didn't say that because we had the conversation. I said,
we talked.
I said the songs that I like. I said I like the song that he did. Hold on. I said I like the song that he did with Plies. That was my song. Right. And you said that was 2 years ago or whatever. But I could always tell you Nelly's
songs. Let y'all moonwalk. You know y'all like to dance, huh? Tell the artist the truth.
They said the last record, Soul Records, it was more of a pop record. But we said this record with Merry Go Round, we didn't like this.
Without even joining the argument, Nelly manages to dominate the entire room by speaking just a few words.
It's cold out here.
Opinion is opinions. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm saying, you saying cold as in not...
Just music, that's all.
As in right now?
Right now, yeah.
Okay, as in today?
As in today, yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Again, that's your opinion. We'll make that happen.
But, you know, Nelly is also always in the news for other reasons, too, not just your music. And it seems like you don't really like people prying into your personal life because you never, ever want to comment on what you're doing, who you're dating, what's going on with you.
I always comment on what I'm doing. Now, when you talk about the dating and all that, I mean, you know, that's something that it seemed to be more important to everybody else than to me. So, you know, I know who I'm.
Angela managed to pull a very nice save, diverting his attention away from their little spat. But you can always leave it up to Charlamagne to ruin things.
Never no pound and then a whisper in the ear, you got a good girl. Take care of her.
Nah, I don't think it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know, champ. You know, if it's something you trying to get to, just get to it. You know, it's like I said, we retainers, bro. Just say what you mean what you say.
No, I don't want to. I don't know. I was just on World Star last week.
I got you.
Yeah, I don't want no problem.
I know.
Beanie Seigel, Charlamagne has a reputation for pushing limits and steering conversations into uneasy territory with his guests. But during a 2016 sit-down, rapper Beanie Siegel flipped the script.
It's crazy, and when you think...
Quiet, Charlamagne. Shut up. What's up, man? What's up, man? Because the incident that occurred, like I said, ain't nobody in their right mind going to stand straight in front of me and square off. You going to catch an L. I do this. You want to catch an L. It's documented. I do this. I f something up.
I mean, even
on either side, something up.
In the opening exchange, the discussion revolves around the then ongoing dispute between The Game and Meek Mill. Charlamagne presses Beanie about his stance in the feud, framing the questions to challenge his loyalty and alliances.
The whole situation seems shaky. I know you say I'm not qualified to speak on it. I'm just observing it, but it just seemed like, you know, loyalty with you lies with who's providing you opportunity at the time.
Man, get the f out of here, Charlamagne, man. Provide me, what loyalty, with who? He ain't provide me no opportunity. He ain't called me and asked me to do that. I did that.
So you didn't hear the record at all before?
At all.
Okay.
At all. So if I tell you, Charlamagne, take this ride with me, and then we wind up going somewhere, and then this happened, and you like, what the f you walk me in? Why you?
Got you. Okay.
So what snake is? That or that? Answer that.
As the interview continues, Charlamagne circles back to the subject, prompting Beanie to fire back by saying this.
And on that, we answered that. We talked about that. So don't talk out your neck, because you want what you want. If you saying you want unity, keep doing that, man. Don't stop playing with me, man. Did we or did not just answer that?
But you knew he wasn't real. You said he wasn't. You didn't think he was real when you was in the studio with him.
All right, put it like this. Is Kanye a street?
Absolutely not.
Huh? Absolutely. But when Kanye put that phone call in, you know the stories. Who was there? And he ain't a street, but he part of that finger of ours. So I took penitentiary chances. I could have got booked out this mother. He put the call in, I was there, strapped tooth to nail, ready to bust ass about the.
The atmosphere grows more charged when Beanie's frustration becomes visible, leading him to call out Charlamagne to his face.
Well, I know I'm not qualified to speak on this, but you can understand how some people don't think what you're doing is all the way solid.
You might not think that, and you're not qualified, dog. You're a radio personality, man. You don't come from my world. You wouldn't understand my world. You don't come from my world. You don't know nothing about that, man.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, stop running.
By the close of the interview, Beanie leans on his name and passed to send a pointed warning. He makes it clear that, if he wished, he had both the reach and the influence to create serious consequences, using his history as a show of power.
And I don't want
Stop running your fucking mouth. You shouldn't. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
No doubt.
You talking about somebody who went to war with police. It's dangerous. Attempted murders in the height of my career. It's dangerous. You don't know nothing about that, man.
No.
You sit up here and your job is to play games. But play with something safe, man. Don't play with me.
Monique came in to speak her 2 cents on how Hollywood still hasn't moved past its racial and gender bias.
First, I want to say to Eddie, to your producer, thanks for sharing the platform with us. And a while ago, when I came up,
well, that wasn't Eddie. That was us both.
Eddie, lucky he here. All right.
well, okay. Let me thank all three of y'all for sharing your platform.
Yes.
Husband.
All righty.
But a while ago, I had to come out and I spoke in reference to Netflix. That we had to I was asking folks to stand with us as we boycott Netflix for gender bias and color bias.
Correct.
And we were fighting for equality. And then I found out that I had become Donkey of the Day.
Yes.
By Limp.
On The Breakfast Club, Donkey of the Day is Charlamagne's long-running segment where he publicly calls out someone, or sometimes an organization, for doing something he considers foolish, hypocritical, or morally wrong.
And then I was called Donkey of the Day, and it really caught me off guard. Because when I met this brother some years ago, and I always go back to it because I met him in an elevator at Turner Station. And I met a young man that was full of humility and respect. And when I got on that elevator, he actually held the door. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
And I said, "Oh, baby, thank you." And he was just like that. "Yes, ma'am. And Miss Monique, it's a pleasure to meet you." And we had a very beautiful exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to that brother, tell your mama that she raised you right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
And he
fact.
said it was my mama and my grandma.
Monique came in since she thought it was necessary he say whatever he wants to his face, so they can hash out whatever issue there is between them.
Well, I think it was due to the whole Netflix situation. You know, when I heard you say that, you know, you wanted us to boycott because of racial and gender bias, but then you went on to, you know, mention 2 brothers and a woman. So I said maybe she should be more specific and say black woman gender bias. But then also just from a business aspect, I wanted to know, why did you feel like, you know, you should have gotten whatever Chris Rock got, whatever Dave Chappelle got, or whatever Amy Schumer got? Because I feel like this is a what are you doing for me right now type of industry.
Well, she didn't say what they got. She said she should have got more than she was offered.
And then Charlamagne, you brought up an old Netflix special.
Since Leonard seems set in his ways, Monique made it her job to set him straight.
That Monique is a legend. That's what you said.
Absolutely.
Right? And then when Robbie Prohl and Netflix also says, Monique is a legend, correct?
Absolutely.
And you believe that Chris Rock is a legend, as I do as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you would say Dave Chappelle is a legend, right?
Absolutely.
What makes me a different legend from Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock?
Well, when it comes to that Netflix special, the fact that Dave Chappelle did 1,500 shows prior to signing his Netflix deal. Chris Rock was on tour with the Total Blackout tour, selling our shows arenas around the world before they did that Netflix
And they also
deal.
lured him away from HBO.
All they can make at that moment are assumptions. They weren't there to know what deals those guys made. Monique knows, and she's willing to speak on that.
Came to the table, and I said, guys, and I said it humbly. I'm the most decorated comedian alive. And I said that humbly.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people said, oh, Monique is crazy, till it was proven. Till everybody actually saw the numbers and said, well, I guess she's right about that. And when you say this is a what have you done for me lately, the question is, how much more do I have to do, brother? Because when you do a film called Almost Christmas, and that film has a $17 million budget, but it makes $45 million. And then my sister Amy Schumer does a film called Snatched, and that film makes $45 million, but it has a budget of $42 million. Now, what's the profit on that?
Monique and her husband came in fully ready to deliver a history lesson in a bid to educate Charlamagne on how wrong he was for what he said.
Amy did her Netflix deal before Snatch, though.
No, because he said, Robbie Prohl said that was what made him also give it a deal because of the big movie that she had coming out.
Right.
And that's what we had to check.
Well, coming out. That was but she did the Netflix deal before that movie came out.
Well, we actually talked to the vice president of Netflix, Leonard.
Right.
And what happens is when you're basing off of what you're assuming, and then you give me a title of Donkey of the Day. Is your mother still alive?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're from what city in South Carolina?
Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
Moncks Corner. And if I was to call your mother or your grandmother, could they tell me stories of inequality that they had to deal with?
Absolutely.
So would your mother be a donkey?
No.
Would your grandmother be a donkey?
No.
I need you to explain how you gave me the title because you're not explaining it. You're going
As if she were his mother, Monique took it up on herself to teach him a thing or two about respect and how wrong it is to run things off assumptions without getting the facts first.
Tell you why I said it, because what happens is when you leave a place called Moncks Corner,
Yes.
South Carolina, and you come to a big city named New York, and then you change your name to Charlamagne
I
the
was
God.
Charlamagne in Moncks Corner, Miss Monique.
Well, when you were there, you become Charlamagne the God. Now, I don't know if you took the same principles that your mama and your grandmama gave you in Moncks Corner and you brought it to Manhattan, New York. Because the brother I did meet on that elevator, I met a brother that was full of principle. And I met a brother who would not call a sister a donkey of a day.
Donkey of the Day is a segment that happens every day.
Unless he knew all the information and he could back up his statements. But as we sit here and we did this interview, you begin to ask questions that you should have asked.
Lil Mama, back in 2011, Charlamagne made a decision that led to the interview being one of the most replayed and discussed Breakfast Club interviews.
I got an old soul, but I feel like people tell me I look 12, 13. They tell me I'm sexy.
I've never heard that. Now
You
everybody
probably
in this,
never heard that because you look old.
I
You look great.
am older, but everybody in this room has heard. Everybody in this room has heard. Everybody says, okay, Lil Mama got to be like 30 something. She lies about her age.
Yeah, probably the so.
People have said that they thought that you, because you came out very young.
Yeah.
You were only, what,
17.
17? And people used to be like, oh, she's not really that young, and da-da-da-da-da. You know, I'm sure you've heard that a lot.
Yeah, it's probably just the way I address situations. Very also. Growing up in New York, you're forced to grow up early. It's like you got...
It could have been pegged as playful banter if Charlamagne, a 33 years old man at that time, didn't keep up hounding a 22 years old woman.
Talented, and there's only one little mama, so you know.
I don't think it's necessarily true that they focus on one female at a time. I just think it's one female right now that people actually care about. That has generated interest. Like, I mean, you only got one album, Voice of the Young People. One single that people remember. Was popping. But since then, you haven't done anything.
But you also had to get hiatus from music, you said.
Right.
She's doing TV. She's doing TV. The TV thing. Getting the money in TV. I'm not mad at that. But
you
really,
too, Envy. I see you.
But you really think that she stole your style? Like, what did Nicki Minaj steal from you? Was it your style? Was it the hair? Was it?
I mean, you know, you could just let the people decide. I don't really focus on that. I just focus on good music. And
that was harsh. Questioning her relevance, even though she had put so much of herself into her craft, is a behavior fit for the lowest of the low.
Basically, the way I put
want to know one thing so we can be like, she got you.
You and Nicki Minaj are like night and day. Like, I don't see any resemblance whatsoever. Other than the fact both of y'all are from New York.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Ooh, that was a little stab right there. That was a backhanded stab. Like, back.
I also read somewhere that you want to move to Paris. And just
leave.
Just leave? Like, are you
I could do it.
fed up here in the United States?
I could do it if I want. I could just go. I might just go.
But why is it that you want to do that? Are you just,
I think,
done?
I just think that I've always been a person that just likes to travel and like to do different things. I think that I've really been received really well overseas. That's why I would like to go.
Do you feel like the United States?
Why don't you like Nicki?
No.
What's the problem with Nicki?
You want to people?
They referenced her controversial 2009 VMA incident, where she interrupted Jay-Z and Alicia Keys' performance to join them on stage during the performance of Empire State of Mind.
Mama's her biggest thing in her life. Not the album, not the TV show. Standing on stage with Jay-Z
Envy, stop
and Alicia
trying to
Keys.
come on my neck talking about the biggest thing in my life.
Yes, it was. That was the biggest thing.
White people who don't know who Lil Mama is, Asian people who don't know who Lil Mama is, people over right now in Africa who might not know who Lil Mama is, say, who the hell is that girl standing next to Alicia Keys and Jay-Z?
That's when I realized that you were delusional as hell. Because what made you feel like you could get up and go on stage with Alicia Keys and Jay-Z?
Or when she was speaking about the big names in the industry who've helped her so far, Charlamagne jumped in, spouting words filled with nothing but pure malice.
Snoop is like one of the realest dudes, you know what I mean? Like, when you see Snoop, you're gonna respect him. I don't care who you are. And, you know, he's just like, yo, like, you know, let's do, I've been waiting for us to do a track for a minute. So I'm like,
Snoop gets high.
Yeah, Snoop gets high.
He probably was just talking out his ass.
So what about if Snoop was right here right now? What would you say?
I would say, Snoop, you really want to do a track with Lil Mama?
It's already done.
Oh, you did a track with her?
Yeah, what are you saying?
Wow.
But yeah.
Shut it up, Charlamagne.
Shut it up, Charlamagne.
Yeah.
Listen, all the rumors.
No, he's ahead of his.
That was a hit. But Charlamagne wasn't willing to let her one up him. So like a child, he kept lashing out again to gain his ground back.
Are the rumors true about Keisha Cole shooting a biopic and you're going to play a young Frankie?
You know what? I saw your little video. You're a mess. You need to stop. You need to stop it.
We got your phone calls?
Yeah, we got people online.
Let's go.
This whole wasn't even an interview anymore. It was Charlamagne going out of his way to belittle Lil Mama any chance he gets.
Lil Mama, you have a lot of confidence, and that's a good thing.
Thank you.
But you have to actually, no, seriously, you actually have to accomplish a lot more before you come off as cocky as
But
you
I didn't
do.
come off as cocky. I come off as confident. I believe in God. I'm a high believer in God. And I know who I am. And I'm not going to come up to a radio station or anywhere else and let anybody strip me of my pride. I know who I am. So when you talk about cocky, there's so many people that's out here that's cocky that haven't done anything.
But they've accomplished it. Like who? Like
who?
I don't really see it.
There's so
people as
many
cocky as
people
you.
that's cocky that haven't done anything
Name
yet.
some names.
You name.
Charlamagne has really needed to get knocked off his high horse for a while because his condescending attitude has been doing nothing but damage.
Reality show stars do come off as cocky, but they don't do nothing either. But you're an actual musician. You actually have I guess, some type of talent. Like you did have a
Yeah.
little buzz going at one
Definitely have talent. And
point. What have you done lately, though? This is a what have you done for me now type of industry.
What have you done lately, Charlamagne?
You know, I'm the host. No, let me explain. Let me tell her what I've done. I'm the host of one of the top rated morning shows in the country. I just signed a deal with MTV too.
That's good.
Me and my guy Little Duval just did a pilot for a television show. So you know, I'm doing my thing.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
You know that.
You know. And if your face was the Bible, it would be the Old Testament.
You play too much. I'm fair.
This wasn't just an interview. It was an attack on a lady who's 5 years into her music career, trying to make it to legend status. But Charlamagne keeps trying to douse that confidence.
Where you and Snoop at?
New York, LA, everywhere.
Okay. Now, is that on your album? Is his album?
It's just a record that we released for the fans. It's viral, radio, everywhere.
Well, you need a better internet team.
It's perfect.
You need a better internet team on Team Period because I've never heard of that record.
Well, you gotta look
you
at
said it's
you
everywhere.
You're not checking for me. You looking for Jay-Z and Alicia Keys to me.
Check for everybody.
Three of us. How you gonna look for?
I check for everybody.
Look for me and Snoop, and you looking for me, Jay-Z, and Alicia Keys.
Last headline I saw about Little Mama.
And her Swiss Baby.
What's the last headline we saw about Little Mama? Little Mama says Nicki Minaj stole her style.
Charlamagne tried to claim no one cares about the music, pointing at the other guests in the room, only to get shut down.
Two people here with you. Do they have any of your music? And you're at a radio station. Oh, okay.
Right. So now what?
Okay.
Yo, we about to throw him. We about to tie him up with a rope.
You ain't tying nothing up.
We about to put a sock in his mouth.
Listen here, chill out, Jurassic Park, Tyrannosaurus Rex, prehistoric face.